The Nightside Project. Finish the day happy with Ethan Millard and Alex Kirry on KSL News Radio.
Welcome to the Nightside Project. I'm Ethan Millard here with Alex Kirry, helping you finish your commute happy. We hope that's exactly what this does for you. Coming up on today's episode, a number of great things, including a woman who inadvertently proves that nature is out to get us for real.
Obviously.
Also, Ryan on Twitter called us out, said that I actually made some very serious factual errors in our conversation a few episodes ago on fast food, which I am surprised that he would say, of all the topics out there, I'm surprised that it would be fast food that I would go astray on. And then also we've got a great Zen headline submitted once again on Twitter, thanks to John. But first, Alex is sitting on the edge of his seat, and his knees are shaking. He's like a second grader who's waiting for a hall pass.
It was one of these things where I walked in the studio. I was like, "Have you heard this story?" He's like, "Huh?" And then I'm all, "Buckle up, everybody, shut up, because I'm about to do this, but not until we get on the air." Okay?
Now, are you ready for your photo yet? You've also requested a photo.
Well, no, not yet.
We're recording video this episode, by the way.
In an amazing look, when you start, what I hate about being in the news kind of realm at this time of year, the amounts of fake stories that come out around around April Fools.
Yeah.
And because we had April Fools on
the joke story.
Was April Fools on Saturday? So luckily it wasn't during like a regular news day, type cycle, but you still get stuff, and what happens is they kind of try to trickle them in over the weekend. Mm-hmm. And then you start getting them on Monday, and you're like, what the heck is this headline? It got a lot of clicks, and so it populates to your page, and you're like, whoa, what's going on here? And then you have to look, and then it's all, oh, by the way, the New York Times wants to say April Fools, buddy. And so I hate wading through all that garbage. Yeah. But I want you to think about the Olympics and the magnificent history that we have across the world of barely putting together the greatest show on earth and barely able to put in infrastructure while we build walls around all the poor people in different cities so you don't see them. Mm-hmm. And while we pretend like there isn't poo in the water that the swimmers are swimming through, we have an amazing Olympic history. But over the weekend, the delegation the full Olympic delegation, a Gulfstream 5, Ethan, filled with sponsors and the top brass of the Olympic Committee.
Okay.
We're flying over to South Korea to see how everything's coming along. Wait, is that where they're having it?
In South Korea?
Isn't that where they're having it? Or is it Japan? Well, either way.
I'm sure it's South Korea.
It's South Korea. Because they're flying into the airport, and as they start flying in, I just don't want to because I'm trying to think if there's anyway, bottom line is this. While they were set to fly into Pyeongchang, South Korea, typed into the navigation computer was Pyongyang, North Korea.
Did they get to meet Kim Jong?
Ethan, as the delegation rolled up, they're flying over this airport, and the airport's all, halt!
What are you guys doing?
In the name of the law, right? And they start being like, huh? And then they're looking at their maps or whatever it is that these guys do. I think that they just press a button, and these days the technology just takes off and lands for you.
But still you would expect a pilot of the kind of seniority and experience that would get him hired by the International Olympic Committee.
It's amazing.
You would expect him to have enough of an understanding of geography to look at a map and say, okay, I see what I did. I accidentally hit the North Korea button. I'm gonna re-hit the South Korea button.
So the delegation,
don't you think a pilot ought to be able to have the presence of mind to say, oh, wait. No, this is not South Korea. We're gonna go over here.
So
before he entered hostile airspace,
I'm still
carrying a plane load of dignitaries.
Okay, so here it is. Yes, the delegation of corporate sponsors for next year's Winter Olympics and members of the International Olympic Committee flying into the South Korean city of Pyeongchang. It was flown to the North Korean capital of Pyongyang. And
that's the kind of mistake you would expect someone to make. But once you looked at a map, wouldn't you understand where the problem was? I mean, you might not in your mind have the correct spelling for all these different Korean cities, right? You might not have that as just ready access information in your mind. But again, looking at a map, I would think that any pilot would be able to say, oh, obviously this is not correct. This is where we need to go. I'm shocked they made it as far as Pyongyang.
Well, what happened? They didn't even get off the plane.
No, of course they didn't. It's North Korea. They don't just let you off the plane there.
They took them to a remote part of the airport
and shot them.
No, they took the plane. They didn't want other people to see what a G5, what a Gulfstream 5 looked like.
I'll get that plane out of here.
So they rolled up. The captain said, "Hey, we'll figure this out." They had to land, but it's only 300 miles north of where their destination was.
Yeah, the Korean Peninsula is not the largest, not the largest thing.
Anyway, I just thought that the picture of Kim Jong-fatty waving to your plane as you come in.
Hello, did they fly over this enormous parade of pink?
Are you coming to pick me up? I'd love to hang out. What are we doing?
He saw the plane flying over the Capitol and thought it was.
Anyway, I just thought that was.
Thought it was. Who's that basketball player? Oh, why can't I think of him?
I thought it was a fun one.
Who's the basketball player that's friends with him?
I thought it was a fun one. All right.
Who is it?
Dennis Rodman. Yeah.
He thought it was Dennis Rodman.
I thought that was a fun story for you to chew on, Ethan.
Alex, it was amazing.
It's good stuff.
It was really amazing.